Hey guys! Today we're going to talk about tips for Adopt Me starters. First, let's start with trust trading. So trust trading is when you add like your best pet and the other person doesn't add anything to it and you accept the trade without anybody adding anything else. And then if they're not a scammer, they'll add their best pet after. But in this case, this is a scammer. Reminder, this is my friend, we're just using him in the video. Do not report him or spam him. Comment if you want to offer for any of these pets that you see in my inventory. For example, my Mega Ride Otter is one of my best pets. So you see, I accepted it without him adding anything to it. For example, if this wasn't a scam, then the other person would add something back. And now I'm saying, now give me my pet. And this is one of the biggest excuses that scammers use. And that is trust trading getting scammed. Next, let's talk scamming. Okay guys, don't mind the background. I'm on a call with my friend who was participating as a trust trading friend that was the scammer. So just don't mind the background because they're sharing their screen. That's why there's background noises. So when we're talking about scamming, let's say if you're in a trade and you're trading like your Mega Ermine or like a really good pet, and the other person trades like not a good pet, like a cat, like obviously they're like okay, but they're like the first pets you get, so obviously like they would be better. So and then they put their cat in, and then the person like texts, like you know, like the text button when you're trading, they say like, yes, the cat is much better than the Mega Ermine that you put in, but that's okay. So like don't fall for those type of like tricks, because they're just trying to get a good pet, and that's just scamming you for a really good pet and you're getting not as good. Next, always do your pet's tasks. When you do your pet's tasks, it gets you to make money and it also gets them to grow up. So if you have multiple of the same pet, you should do the thing called grinding, where you grind and you make them alter until you can make a neon. And then I'm pretty sure if you have 6 of the same pets, you can make if you have 4 neons, then you can make a mega, and they all have to be grown up. So if you don't have a lot of money, then just do your pet's tasks, because that gets you a lot of money. One thing I do suggest when you're building your house, make like a grinding room, or at least have like a bed, pet food, a potty, and like a bath, because that is something that will come in handy when your pets need them. And if you don't do your pet's tasks for a long time, they could get sick, and then you're gonna have to take them to go to the hospital. There is a new thing where it's a question mark and you're able to pick which task that they want. You just have to click on it. Helpful. If you need fonts, get AA fonts, or go on to like Google or Safari and search up Adopt Me Preppy names for pets, or you could search up Nickname Finder, because that's where I get all of my pets names, and it's very helpful if you're preppy and you want pet names for your pets. It also comes with some really cool fonts But all you have to do is click on the name and then it will copy. If there ever is an Adopt Me event, get a pet in the event because they could be worth something later. So like they could be worth something like months later, and then you'd be very grateful that you got it from the event a while ago. Like the gibbon, the monkey, those are from an event a while ago, and well, not that long ago, but they are getting their worth back, or they're becoming higher and like trading, so you get better pets if you trade that pet. Because the gibbon, I don't know how long ago it was, but it was a pet that is now getting a lot more use and is worth more. When your pet ever needs to go on a walk, there's an option where you can just carry it around and you could just walk in circles if you don't feel like going on a walk like around the neighborhood, around like the Adopt Me like world. But sometimes it is fun to go around the neighborhood and explore more. Whenever you go into like the nursery or like the adoption center in Adopt Me, always check where you like adopt pets, because they might have like another like good pet like that's new in stock. And later on, like 2 weeks later, that pet could be worth like a lot. One thing that I do recommend for like starters or anyone in Adopt Me is make a profile, because it's helpful for everybody else to know what you need and what you don't, like what you want and what you don't want, and like certain things that you like and stuff. Another thing is when you need to age up your pet so they can get older. So if you wanted to make them a neon, ask like a friend and they can like pet sit them so you guys could grind them together. But make sure it is a trustworthy friend, or you know them in like real life, or you know them like really well. Because if it's like a really good pet, you do not want to lose that pet and then be like super sad. Never do it with strangers, but do it at your own risk. Before you go into Adopt Me, you should always look in the servers, because if there's like a really big server, that's a better chance that you'll get better trades, or it will just be a bigger server and better pets. If you go into a bigger server, it will take longer to get into the server. It will say like your position in line is 20. And so you're going to have to wait until you get to 0. It does take like 2 minutes, but it's definitely worth it if you have good pets or you want to get good trades. You could also not just pets to trade. You could also trade like pet wear, like old pet wear from like a couple years ago in Adopt Me, because they could get worth it. You could also trade vehicles, because sometimes vehicles could be a lot worth it too. Don't mind my driving. My driving's like really bad and I'm kind of in the water, so just do not mind that. In Adopt Me, this is optional, but if you want to look in my profile before you trade, because that is good for people to know.